Now, as I was saying, do not go aiming down the sights. The bow has no sights, and it's very hard. However, stay in first person or third person, and you will be able to see your desired effects. Just aim by the white dot. When you pull back your string, and if you do not wish to fire, press R, and you will immediately re-dock the arrow. When you pull back your string, hold it, and you will be able to see your bow sway. This is one of the most important aspects of a bow. You will see that it sways. If you pay attention, it goes right twice and left once. In order for your arrow to go absolutely straight, you must wait until it is at the leftmost position. If it is all to the right, then it will go off. The arrow will shoot far to the left. Observe. I'm going to shoot it when it's farthest to the left. Now I'm going to shoot it when it's farthest to the right.
Oh wow, that's a huge difference.
Yes. Now, if you go into third person and you pull back your string, you will still be able to see that sway. It's a little bit harder to see, but you can still make it out just fine. Your arrows, after about 10 to 15 meters, will begin to drop, as they are affected by gravity. Your dot that you're aiming by is slightly above where your arrow is going to hit. Even if you shoot at a target like between 2, 3, or even point blank range, your arrow is going to hit below and slightly to the right of where your dot is. As a result, you should always aim above the target. The farther out you go, the higher up you need to aim. I'm going to collect my arrows real fast, and then I'm going to ask you to shoot a specific point. And a word of advice. Perfect example right there. That arrow is slightly too high. If you aim too high and it sticks to a surface, it'll be either impossible or very hard to capture. You see that box with like the X in it?
Mm-hmm.
Aim for the center of the box directly below that. Remember, at the furthest point left is when you should release the arrow. Good. Now it needs to aim a little higher and slightly to the left.
When it goes slightly to the right, that's natural, correct?
Yes. It's just your the difference between where you're actually aiming in-game and the white dot you use as a reference. The same applies for firearms as well. There is also a slight bit of recoil with the bow. As you may have noticed, your aim travels up every time you shoot. And it's going to be very easy to correct, as you're going to need to take time between your shots. Go ahead and go up and collect your arrows. I'm going to give you a tip about arrow collection. When it's stuck to a wall surface such as this, the only way to collect your arrows is to physically use your dot and middle mouse or F button them in order to pull them into your inventory. You cannot tab view your shot arrows. It's also possible for some arrows to get stuck into surfaces.
Yeah, it looks like this one's too far.
Here's a tip to firing consistently. Come back here with me. I am going to attempt to aim for exactly where I told you to aim, but this time I'm going to do something different. I'm going to give you a point of reference. What that is I'm going to aim my white dot at a certain part of the target. And that is where I'm going to tell you to aim at, so you can make sure your dots or your shots aim at the exact same spot. To cluster your shots, you need to pick a spot. For instance, the center of this X, the corner of one of these rectangular boxes, or even any other feature. Doing this will allow you to quickly reset your dot and will allow you to reassess where you want your arrow to be. Now, take another look at this. I told you one half of the arrow collection. Now here's the second half. Now, try and pick that up without using your dot. When an arrow is on the ground, you can tab view and see it and pull it directly into your inventory. But when it is on the wall, you must pick it up with your dot. We're going to move to a different target now. The head, the chest, the back are all one-hit kills. Limb shots are 100% chance of fractures. So they're a very effective way of killing zombies, killing animals, and killing or horribly maiming players. You see that wooden beam? That's going to be our next target. Here's what I want you to do. Go into you've been practicing in first person or third person?
First person.
Try it with third person.
Okay.
You'll see your bow sway just like before. However, because you're in third person, depending on your field of view, it'll be a bit harder to see.
Oh, that was like
Good
exactly
shot.
where I was aiming.
Mm-hmm. Now, aim at exactly where your dot was last time and try and shoot again. it's important to remember where your dot was when you fired.
Yeah, I see that now. So it looks like the recoil probably came into play a bit.
You had very good dispersion control. It didn't go left or right at all. The only problem and the biggest issue is your up and down aiming. That is by far the biggest issue once you mastered the sway. We're now going to go to a further distance. So follow me. We're not going to shoot this. I'm simply doing this to make a point. We're going to go all the way out to this tree over here. Now, as you can see, our target is very far away. So naturally, when we aim our bow, we're going to need to aim upwards. Try this with me. Aim quite a ways above the target when you pull back your bow. But there's a problem with this. The further you go, do you realize what the issue is?
Yeah, my arm's blocking the window, so I just can't really tell anymore.
Exactly. This is especially a deterrent for moving targets. Even in third person, if you try and hit a target that's far away, you must raise your bow a significant distance. Because of this, I have essentially made it my own rule that if the target is about 80 or more meters away, it would be incredibly difficult and probably impossible to hit it unless it was a completely stationary target. Now, the maximum travel distance of an arrow is somewhere around 200 meters. That is just aiming completely up into the sky and letting it rip. But a max effective range is just under 80 meters. My current suggested range is about 15 to 20 meters, or even a little less. Right now the bow is a pretty short distance weapon, as it has the longest travel time of any projectile in the game. Granted, it's only a split second, but still, that split second on a moving target can mean the difference. Try and take a couple shots. Try and aim directly between the farthest right window and the middle window, directly between them. Remember to aim your bow high. Good, good. Now shift your reference point just slightly down.
There we go, that's getting
Very
pretty
good.
close.
Keep that up.
Ah, that was like
Very
perfect.
nice shot. That was. Let's take a look at your shot. As you can see, you aimed a little high at the start. And your second shot was also pretty high. But you gradually lowered it and even managed to hit smack dab in the middle of the entire thing. Go ahead and collect your arrows. Hopefully they're not too high.
Oh, you're good. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. You may be the most experienced person, like with bows, in this game at the moment. I would not be surprised.
So, we understand the maximum ranges,
Mhm.
we understand the weapon sway, we understand reference points, and we also understand that the damage inflicted by an arrow. There's only one more thing before the grand finale. And that one more thing is learning rapid fire. It can fire relatively quick. The only issue is your weapon will continue to sway regardless of where you are in the stage of shooting your bow. Before you even pull back your arrow, you will be able to tell that your bow is slightly swaying back and forth when you have it up like this. This is the weapon sway that is mirrored when you pull your arrow back. As a result, if you try and rapid fire like I'm about to do now, some arrows will go straight, others will go off to the side. Your arrows will have about a 50-50 chance of going straight when you rapid fire. This is alleviated with a certain method, a method I'm sure you've already begun to pick up on. And that is not watching your bow, but timing your bow. Your bow will always, no matter whether you're breathing your heart or not, will always sway back and forth at the exact same speed. Because of this, we can time an accurate rapid fire, which will completely devastate any foe before you, or multiple foes. Try and rapid fire. We're not going to go too in-depth in this video, but I'm going to have you try rapid fire to see exactly how risky it is without proper training. Just let it go.
I got a little lucky on that one. Only one went off to the side.
You did. You also had a little bit of recoil, but that's fine. They went pretty much the same spot. That is rapid fire. Here's another thing I forgot to touch up on that we should touch up on now. try crouching. If you pull back your arrow while crouched, you can see that even though it's sideways, the exact same sway pattern is there. It'll go down twice and up once. Try going prone. You cannot shoot your arrow while prone. Now stand up. Pull back your arrow but don't fire. Now attempt to move left, right, forward, and back. When your arrow is pulled back, when your string is taut, you cannot move left, right, forward, and back. You must stay still. It is for these reasons, and these reasons primarily, that I believe the bow will be greatly worked on in the future. I believe that someday guns will be rare in DayZ, and not everybody will be walking around with an AK, a Mosin, or an SKS, and thus they will be driven to use bows. Because of this, the creators will buff bows. They'll make bows better, and they'll make chickens spawn out more often, and they'll make bow and arrow a very deadly weapon. I believe that bows will one day be mainstream in DayZ, and it is because of this that I've already started to train to use my bow. Now there's one last thing. This is the finale. Obviously, the hive wipe is very soon, so I'm not really keen on keeping this character alive for too long. However, I don't feel like going out without a fight. So, to conclude this video, I think we need to bow battle each other.
Okay. I think I know who's gonna win.
There's only a few rules. The first of all is no going behind cover.
So this is
We're gonna
open.
fight in this field.
Oh, okay, I like this.
Oh yes. The second rule is no going Leroy Jenkins and just running into each other and spamming. The third rule is no coming away too far from each other. So, back up some. We're going to begin soon. The first one to fall loses. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm fucking scared.
3, 2, 1, begin.
Oh, fuck. Oh! Holy shit! Oh my god! That was all luck. That was all luck, man. Oh shit. If you have killed me, then you have just murdered a friendly archer. I got my arrows from hunting in the wild as I did my bow. It pains me to know that I have finally met my fate after so many adventures with this character. Yet if it is to be, then so will let it be. If you have discovered this upon a corpse, then know who I once was, and who I will once more strive to be. I am Streak the Fox, and I will be the best archer in DayZ. P.S. Crossbows suck.